Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have some new first-person animations. As far as we're aware, this is the first time someone's offered entirely new animations for the first-person mode. Before this point, people have resorted to camera tricks or other minor edits to mix up what you see in first person. One example is the lower first-person weapons mod, which lowers your hands and weapons so you can see more of your surroundings. Another entirely different method is something like the immersive first-person view. This adjusts your camera so you see exactly what your character sees, which effectively replaces the original first-person animations with the ones you see in third person. Today's new animation mods are entirely different. They actually replace the vanilla magic and parry animations, offering a fresh spin on the original. They both come from the same author, so a whole set of new first-person animations could be a pretty big game changer. The first mod focuses entirely on magic, replacing essentially every single animation from being idle to charging, casting and more. Some of the animations are very subtle and you probably wouldn't immediately tell they've been changed unless someone pointed it out. But others are more dramatic and offer something entirely new, like the new master and dual casting animations. Typically the new style makes it so your character is more tense, almost as if you're struggling to contain the magical energy. When you charge a spell you hold it closer and tighter towards your body, so then when you fire it forward it feels as if it's bursting out of your hands. The new idle and casting animations for destruction spells is fairly similar to vanilla. There aren't many ways you could really change the actual release of something like a firebolt or flame spell without making it look weird. However, for concentration spells like flames or sparks, the mod fixes the bent arms in vanilla, offering a straightened arm alternative. There's nothing particularly wrong about the bent arms, but it can make certain armors look weird, and it gets progressively worse as you increase your FOV. For self-casted spells like heals or alteration, you can once again see the tension. As you cast a heal, your hand will struggle to stay still as the magical energy flows through you. This makes your hand sway up and down instead of staying still like in vanilla. And then when you dual cast, you'll cross your arms and hold the magical energy towards you, before finally unleashing the spell upon yourself. This works incredibly well for wards, since it now looks like you're physically shielding yourself with your hands, instead of holding them outwards with your palms open. For Telekinesis, it now looks as if your character is physically grasping something in front of them, instead of lifting like in vanilla. Like most of the other animations, this isn't necessarily better, but it definitely feels fresh and new. And finally, leaving my personal favourite for the last, it's the new master animations. The animation starts off fairly similar to vanilla, with your hands performing a sort of ritual as the magic forms in both hands. But in vanilla, you only unleash the spell with your right hand, whereas with the new animations, the magic from both hands is slammed down in front of you, which for me is more fitting to the dramatic ritual that precedes it. It looks great if you're throwing down a guardian circle or slamming down a powerful ice storm. Altogether, the new animations definitely feel new. We've had a bunch of different third-person magic mods, but for me personally, I've always played a mage in first person, so this is definitely something I've been waiting for. The author's second mod focuses on weapon parrying, which once again has been changed in third person before, but never in first person. The mod replaces the parrying animations for melee weapons, including all one-handed and two-handed weapons, and even when dual wielding. The single vanilla parrying animation was fairly simple. When you block an attack, you sort of fall backwards and cushion the blow with your weapon. With the new animations, however, there are now 3 parrying variations. Also, instead of cushioning the blow, you'll now push your opponent's weapon away or deflect it outwards. This is similar to the parrying overhauls we've seen in some of the larger combat overhauls, like Ultimate Combat. But of course, that only affected third-person combat. The extra variety also gives the illusion that your opponent isn't repeatedly hitting the exact same point on your character's body, since sometimes you'll parry to the right, downwards or outwards. For dual wielding, you'll of course need the dual wield parrying mod, which gives you an extra hotkey to enable blocking when you're wielding 2 weapons. Unfortunately, dual wield parrying only offers a single parrying animation, but it's still better than before. On top of that, the mod offers new power bashing animations in the form of a stab move, which once again affects all melee weapons. You'll need the power bashing perk to unlock it, but once you get it, it definitely looks like a more powerful alternative. And that's it for the first person animations so far. These mods are fairly recent, so we hope the author continues to build on a wider first person animation overhaul. If he does, we'll be sure to cover them on the channel. Before we wrap things up, we'd also like to thank Rave for sponsoring this episode. Rave is an app for both Android and iOS that lets you seamlessly watch videos with friends at the same time, regardless of where you are in the world. The way it does this is by perfectly synchronizing videos across all of your friends' devices, letting you text and chat at the same time. Whether you're watching a Let's Play together on YouTube or just reacting to funny clips on Reddit, it all syncs up perfectly. To get the app today, you can find a link for your app store down below. Once again, everything you need is down below. Be sure to check out g2a.com, and thanks for watching.